I thank you, and I think we have time for questions. I hope, at least that was the aim, to keep a little bit of time right at the end.
That is exactly my point. Yes, this is a complex situation. And the complexity is shown. But Nick, he opened the discussion. I see there's been some answers already by Igor. Would you please yes take off the floor?
Well, the answers I received, or we all received, are pretty clear to me. It's a long way before you get your, let's say, the technologies, whatever the technologies are, seem to be approved and accepted. So it looks to me like it is often the case that technology or that regulation and standards are lagging behind, do not go as fast as technologies mature.
Yes, that's pretty obvious here. But yes, did you get your answers to
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any other questions to presenters, to Najima, to our
Yeah, there was one. So we heard about IMO, we heard about CCNR, CESNI, but there was also Piank. And I can't, even though I have a bit of experience in the inland waterway landscape or waterscape, if you want, yeah, Piank has also a role to play, but I still do not exactly know what their role is in the whole topic. I know they go global. And they probably cover maritime as well as inland navigation.
I can quickly answer. I think Piank has produced work. They have had a working group on autonomous navigation, which concluded maybe two years ago. So some fairly recent work, giving indeed a worldwide oversight on inland navigation. I mean, I haven't said a word about anything about Europe for the simple reason that I wouldn't really be capable of doing that. And if I wanted to look at what the global landscape was, I would indeed look to Piank for information from I'd say rules setting or rules applying point of view. It's not. I mean, it doesn't play any role I know of.
Igor, Didier, would you like to come in?
Yeah, Sim.
Yeah, sorry
Please.
that I intervene. My name is Sim Turf, and I work for the Flemish government. And one of my tasks within the Flemish government is related to automated navigations. And I want to step in on the question regarding, or the comment regarding Piank. It is indeed correct. A couple of years ago, I think it was in 2019 or 20, they published their first report on automated navigation for inland navigation. And last year, they established a second working group dealing with this topic. And I'm the chair of this working group. That's why I intervene. And the focus of this second working group, who is currently under the way, is to look into the minimum requirements for an ROC related to inland navigation. So Piank is indeed focusing on this topic, but the focus is on inland navigation rather than on the maritime aspect. So yeah, that's it from my side.
Thank you so much. I see Igor wants to also step in here.
Well, I was called out, but now that I'm talking, so yeah, I basically wrote everything I had to say. There are still, and also Fionn has also pointed out that there are still significant differences, and among the countries, how do they treat this risk approval process and so on. So some specify how to do risk assessment, some do not specify, and so on. There's a lot of open ends, and also what is also striking to me in a way is that there is no in Europe at least, and at least in inland navigation, that there is no clear path how to move from a pilot to the product. So there are procedures for pilots, but then when we complete the pilot, what do we do with that? I mean, the door is, you open the door and then there is nothing behind the door. It's just a void space. So there is no clear path for that. And in relation to that, I would like to point out that to my at least understanding and to my knowledge, the Norwegian Maritime Authority has, I think, the best procedure, which also goes beyond the pilot phase. So it also allows to think of the project and to plan the project and also to plan the serial production. So if I would, let's say, be given an opportunity to choose the best practice, which I would recommend also to be implemented in inland navigation, that would be the procedure which is used by Norwegian Maritime Authority. Even though it is maritime, the principles are the same, because this is basically risk assessment, and it is something which can be actually applied in any industry, and actually it does not come from the maritime industry. It comes from pharmaceutical industry or nuclear, or other industries which had to deal with which are not as traditional as maritime, and which had to deal with risk assessment a couple of decades ago, assessing very difficult questions. So still we have a lot of incoherence in Europe when it comes to inland navigation, but I think there are good practices that can be literally copied, and as we have seen in Norway, they're moving forward, and I think that this can be used in inland navigation as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any other points to this discussion? If not, then I would like to thank all the presenters, to Najima, to Yolande, to Jérôme, Sondre, Fionn, and all those who took part in the discussion, and all who listened and gladly joined, hopefully gladly. This was very informative, and thank you so much. And we also welcome you to stay tuned for more seamless webinars. They're going to be also quite technical, very informative, so please stay tuned. And on behalf of Alice and the Seamless crew, manned still, thank you so much, and have a good day.